Hello and welcome to Short classes. In this video, I am going to solve a question which came in the ISS examination in the year of 2014 in paper 3. Now, the question is, explain clearly the purposes of replication, randomization and the local control in the design of experiment. So, how to write the answer? First, let us briefly define what do we mean by experiment. So, what do we mean by experiment? So, basically, one of the main objective of designing an experiment is to verify that whether the null hypothesis is efficient in a economical way. In the context of null hypothesis, of equality of several means of normal population having same variance, we can use ANOVA, which is analysis of variance. But for applying ANOVA, for applying analysis of variance, we should take care or see that it fulfills certain classical assumptions. But if these assumptions are not violated, so if these assumptions are violated, then we cannot apply ANOVA, because in that case the test of hypothesis may be faulty and the data or the analysis of data can be meaningless. So, So, one way to deal these problems so that the data is readily applicable for the application tools like ANOVA, we need to design an experiment. Now, the basic principles to design an experiment which was developed by Sir Ronald A. Fisher. One is the randomization, second is replication, and third is local control. So we will start with randomization. The principle of randomization involves the allocation of treatment to experimental units will be or should be random to avoid any bias in the experiment. Resulting from the influence of some unknown factors which may affect the experiment. In the development of the analysis of variance like ANOVA, which is ANOVA, we know that we assume the error terms are random and independent. Now, for random assignments, of experimental units to treatments results the following outcomes. First, it eliminates the systematic bias. So it eliminates the systematic bias. Second, it is needed to obtain. It is needed to obtain a representative sample from population. So when we are drawing a sample from population, we need that. And third, it helps in distributing the unknown variance. It helps in distributing the unknown variation due to confounded variables throughout the experiment. Now, randomization forms the basis of valid experiment, but replication is also needed for the validity of the experiment. In the replication principle, any treatment is repeated. A number of times to obtain a valid and a more reliable estimate than which is possible with one observations only. Replication actually provides an efficient way of increasing precision. Replication provides an efficient way to increase precision. So the precision is increased by the concept of replication. Replication provides more observations when the same treatment is used. So it increases precision. So how it increases precision? Because it actually provides more observations. When same treatment is used. For example, if the variance of x is sigma square then the variance of sample mean x bar based on the n sample is sigma square by n. So as its age increases, so variance of x bar decreases. So if the variance, which is the sample variance, if is sigma square, it is the population variance is sigma square and sample mean is x bar based on n observations, then the sample variance is sigma square by n. So as n increases, sigma square by n falls. Now replication is used with local control to reduce the experimental error. For example, if the experimental units are divided into different blocks and or different groups, whatever, such that they are homogeneous within these blocks, then the variation among the blocks are eliminated, and ideally the error component will contain the variation only due to treatments. So this increases the efficiency. So these are the three main features of a good experiment. First one is the first feature that we actually had was randomization, and then we had the feature of replication, and then lastly we had the concept of local control. So that is how this is the main three parts, and this is the answer of the question. So I hope this organization and understanding became helpful for you guys. I will be solving some other questions in my other videos. Till then, thank you.